So my name is Dylan. I'm originally from Adelaide in South Australia. Right now I'm living in Gothenburg and playing for BK Häcken in Sweden. And I'm here with my under 13 state coach, Vito, who is also the Matildas team manager. So, to be honest, when I ran onto the field, I couldn't not smile. It was just I was like, okay, now I need to get into the game and really think about it. But for that first few steps onto the field, I was like, wow, this is happening. I'm here. This is just, I think what everybody, that plays from a young age dreams of being a Matilda and playing for their country. So yeah, it was kind of a realization that everything I've done, all the hard work I've put in, it was all because of wanting to have that moment and be in that environment. So it was it meant the world to me. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that I got the chance to be there and got the opportunity to step on the pitch with this team, because they've done some pretty amazing things over the last 10, 15 years. So
look, my recollection of the moment there, obviously operating under COVID conditions, pre-match, both team managers of the respective teams, us and the Netherlands, we were informed that it was our duty to conduct the substitutions and also hold the substitution board, which, like I said, it was a new experience. And there's actually a sense of nerves when you're holding the board, because you want the right numbers to actually be displayed. It was a fear of mine that we're making the substitution and you're calling off the wrong player. So that moment there, when you look back on it now, it's unique, given that obviously we first met when you're a young player coming up. And for me, standing next to you as a fellow South Australian as well, there was a bit of pride in there as well for me, knowing that I've maybe somehow had a small contribution to your development as a player and as a person. And from my perspective, it was a new skill set as well, holding the fourth officials substitution board, which was quite unique. I can add that one to my CV.
Yeah, no, it was cool. And yeah, I'll definitely remember this moment. It's just crazy that you got to sub me in. Still pretty cool.
Yeah, I think our football relationship extends back to 2009, 2010. As Dylan stated, she was heavily involved with the Football SA under 13 women's girls state team at the time. And football is a unique sport that you can have this long life journey being connected. And I think for us, this is an example where Dylan has obviously progressed through the elite pathway in South Australia, and then obviously now has had the opportunity to be invited and has performed in the Matildas environment. So it is a unique experience that as a coach, we're able to see a player develop, such as Dylan. And I recall fondly, Dylan as a player had this, for a 13-year-old, for a 12, 13-year-old at the time, had this unique and outstanding football intelligence for such a young player. And I recall distinctively that she also possessed a level of maturity that was well above her age. And
to be honest, I remember him being very serious. It was, I don't know, I wasn't scared of him or anything, but he was very, I don't know, I always found it hard to read where I stood with him. I don't know, it was one of the, and I actually thought that was a good thing, because it made me work hard for everything. And yeah, I think it was just for under 12 girls or under 13s, it was so professional and everything was well run, and we were treated like footballers rather than 12-year-old girls that were just playing. So it was, but yeah, no, he was good. I think in terms of my development, I think a lot of what I learned came from that year. So it was an important year for me. So yeah, no, I only have good things to say about Vita.
I recall Dylan being a very humble individual, and the engagement I had with Dylan and her family was always pleasant, was always smooth. And I remember for a long period of time, post the state team finishing the program, I actually had contact with your mum as well on regular occasions. So such is the relationship that we establish in football, and the respect that obviously I have for you and your family as well. So very fond memories of Dylan as a player, just tactically savvy, very prominent in our group, displayed exceptional leadership qualities for such a young player. And yeah, just it's pleasing to see that she's had the opportunity to debut for the Matildas.
Yeah, I think junior coaches can have probably more of an impact on a player's career than maybe they even realize. And I think when you're that young, like it's important to learn a lot, but it's also important, I think more important, to be in an environment where you're having fun and you're enjoying it, and you feel like you're getting better every day. And I definitely felt that in that team with Vito. And yeah, I learned so much, and it kind of was the start of me like really wanting to take it seriously and work hard, and it was kind of the catalyst.
Yeah, as a coach working with youth athletes, there's momentarily I feel that you need to put football aside and focus on the individual as a human being. So ideally, in that team environment, one of the key goals or priorities is to create a safe and inclusive learning environment where you obviously nurture the individual to become a better person and help them in their development as a young girl transitioning into a young lady essentially. And then football becomes secondary. So you try to create a learning environment that is fun, whereby the individual continues developing that passion, that love of the game, where essentially football becomes irresistible, and they want to remain closely connected to football as much as possible. It was that moment that it clicked that this is a player who you've witnessed growing up as a human being and as a footballer, and they've achieved something that they set out to achieve in life, and it's purposeful and it's meaningful, and it's something that's going to live with Dylan and myself now for the rest of our lives. That it was that particular game in that particular moment that Dylan reached her goals, and hopefully I contributed towards Dylan reaching her goals and her dreams.